Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Look, it's Chungus, the GU. Oh my god. We are giving mighty Chungus, the GU, a happy birthday, and it has been a long time coming as we need to pull the gearbox out of him. Again, for the third time. So if you're not aware, this is my 1999 LS swapped GU Patrol. We did a series on it a while ago, probably going back to almost 2 years, the COVID times of reviving this car. So we brought it back from the dead and we got it pretty cheap and we put it back on the road and saved it. So I've brought it back to me other place here. You guys will probably be familiar with this place where my RX-7 and my VL still sit, patiently waiting their turn to be on the road. But I've brought it here because I have the room here, as well as I have all my engine crane and stuff here to lower the gearbox and stuff. So you're probably asking why we're taking the gearbox out. So we have a rear main leak that's pretty bad. It's getting actually worse. It's probably been like that since we put the last seal in it. We've gone through 3 seals. Looks like we're on our 3rd one now. And you can see just moving it before off the grass, that's what it stripped. And have a look at the underneath of the trans. I definitely know it's the rear main because it's done it the last 2 times. So we're probably most likely going to have to pull it out, and I've ordered a brand new genuine GM one. They're about $150 with the plate and the seal. So hopefully that's all we need to fix it, because I'm going to vernier the back of the crankshaft, and hopefully there's no burrs. If there is, we'll probably have to put a speedy sleeve on it. If you're not familiar with what a speedy sleeve is, they're just like a collar essentially that just goes over the end of the crank, and you get a new seal for that measurement to ride on that new surface. So under here, it's a bit shit. Our exhaust actually has a huge hole in it, so I exhaust wrapped it and it's actually falling off. So this is all going, and over here we have a brand new redback 3-inch mandrel system that we ordered ages ago. So I got the rear section in the plastic here, and I have the front section that goes to the cat. The only thing I need to do, I ordered this literally 2 years ago when we not long after we first got it. But we just have to, where it bends here, because it's slightly different, because my exhaust is different on the car, we just got to snip it as it straightens up, and we'll just get a slip-on flange and weld a slip-on 3-inch flange on it, and that will go up to our current catalytic converter, which is a high-flow cat. It's actually off my mate's 180SX. So it's a high-flow, I think it's a 200 cell cat. So yeah, predominantly in this video we're going to be taking the trans out, doing the rear main. It's one reason I haven't really been driving this car much. So we're going to do that, make sure this car is mint. I really don't want it to leave the driveway until I'm 100% happy with it, so it's going to stay here. I also, I am down one thermo stopped working. So I think it's that far left one over there. So I'm going to pull the thermos out and figure out what's going on. If we have a dead fan, we'll have to get some new thermos. I don't know what kind of thermos they are, but I want to clean up in here a little bit, and I just want to get this thing 110% before we take it back home. It's going to be a bit of a revival on the GU again. After 2 years, I just want it to be mint. I do daily drive it, but I haven't been for the last probably month because of how much oil is leaking out of the rear main now. Yes, I have put stop leak in it. Didn't really change anything. Once we do the rear main, I'm going to drop all the oil out, get all that stop leak out, and put new oil, new filter. Raceworks supplied me with a custom billet filter for it as well, so we'll do that. And it should be sweet. You guys have seen me take the gearbox out of this multiple times now, so I'm not going to go full in depth with this one, but we'll show you guys most of the process of taking it out, and we'll have a look how much freaking oil's in there and soak the clutch. All right, so getting stuck right into it. Already got the huge airbox out of here. Look how much freaking room it is with that giant airbox out. So you can see we've got the airbox out. We have the crossover pipe into the throttle body, and the bottom wire pipe off as well. So that goes to the cat and the 2 front pipes. So coming under the car, let's have a look at what we got left. Okay, so just on my creeper now, here's our O2 wiring. We're just gonna move out the way. O2 wiring there as well. I've got to take the slave off there. The front drive shaft I've got to pop off from here. Rear drive shaft, got to unbolt it there and here as well. So cat's just kicking it here. I've still got to take this whole rear section off, that's fine. And then we have to take the handbrake cable off here, which is easy. You just pop it out of its out of the holder there. So I've got to take the handbrake off and chock the car. And yeah, that's pretty much it for under here. Obviously our cross member main thing. I actually mark every bolt head just so it goes back the way it comes. So I just do different markings on it and then mark it on the cross member, so the bolt that comes out goes straight back in. I'll have to unbolt this driver's header to get the gearbox out, and then undo the starter and the wiring. So I'm going to disconnect the battery. So still a little bit to do, so I'm just going to start tackling everything. This is the fun bit, but you guys have seen me do this a million times. I'm just going to come back to when we're ready to pull this box out. So it's probably going to be like, it'll be about 5 seconds for you and probably 3.5 hours for me. So let's go. Guys, it's like a week later. As you can see, if we look through the shifter hole where this ratchet strap is, we have gearbox on the floor, engine crane here. So we had our crane through here, and I've got the engine, oh not the engine, and I've got the gearbox sitting on our pallet jack over here. So it's out. I took it out as one unit this time, and I'm not going to split the transfer like last time because strapped with an engine crane is the best thing ever. You guys have seen me do it before, so I was going to show you guys, but I don't want to be repeating myself. So if you go back to one of my old videos, you'll actually see us pull this box out, I think twice. Motor's tilted right back, and this time I didn't get the wiring stuck in the back there like the old owner did when they did the gearbox. So what I really want to do is get under here and show you guys how much of a freaking mess it is. Have a look in that bell housing. It is black. Look at that, all the oil. Ugh. That's all remain. Have a look up in the clutch. And there's our clutch and adapter plate. It is just full of oil. So I have to be cleaning the shit out of everything. But it's literally just oil pulled up in the bell housing. So I'm gonna have to move this gearbox a little bit further back, sit up in here, pull that adapter plate off, and then once we pull that adapter plate off, get the clutch and flywheel and everything out, and we'll have a look how doused in oil everything is. But the good thing about it is I don't have to undo this manifold. Like last time I had to undo both manifolds, this time I didn't, just the one here. So yeah, it's pretty good. So I'll bring you guys back when we strip all this apart. So on our RX-7 table here, we have our genuine Remain seal and plate. So this is a genuine GM product. And it says it here somewhere. There you go, genuine parts. This is about $150 from memory, $145. So the other seals you get are like 40 bucks, and these are so much better. So we're going to run this on the car. So I'm going to leave this plastic collar on here. This is actually an insert that keeps the seal around, I'm pretty sure. You can get a lining tool that actually slips over this, and you put the seal in later. It slips around the crank collar and then the plate. A lot of people I talk to that build LSs say you don't really need them, as long as you do the sequence properly with the bolts, snug the bottom two down here into the sump. A lot of people said they had problems with the these bolts here being the wrong length, so hopefully with being a genuine product these are all good. And yeah, so fingers crossed this one's all good, but we still have to make sure the crank is good. So we're going to check the journal on the back of the crank, and then we're going to make sure there's no ridge, no marks, and if there is, we'll have to speedy sleeve it. Well, this is the adapter plate. Yikes. Let's get that thing cleaned up. All right, so we are in the back of the motor now. Zoom out a little bit. All right, so you can actually see our Remain is definitely very wet at the bottom. Up the top here seems pretty dry, which is good. There's a little bit of seepage from the sensors up the top, so I'll give that a nice clean. Probably change some O-rings on them while we have this all apart. And yeah, here's the back of the motor. So these are our two, I think the 8mm bolts. They're just, look, as soon as I touch them, just oil. So definitely coming out the seal. You can see how wet it is at the bottom. This isn't a genuine seal. This is it's not stamped, so it's an aftermarket one. So I think our genuine one's going to be much better, but we have to still check the crank. You can see the Loctite powder inside there. But yeah, how freaking nice is this? You can see where I've siliconed it last time. I was just so paranoid about it leaking, and then it still leaked. So I'm going to clean all this off and just leave it. And just, you're supposed to only silicone the edges, the corners of the plate. And I siliconed the whole sump because I was, in my head, I'm just like, if I can stop any leak, I'm just going to seal the whole back of the sump up. But yeah, it's just, you can have a look at our clutch over here and our flywheel. Bit of spots on it from, I think oil's gotten on it. Gotta give that a nice clean up. But yeah, so I'm going to clean all this off and take this plate off and put a drain pan under the back, because last time I didn't and oil went everywhere. And because the motor's tilted back as well, so that's always fun. Nearly dinner time, guys. I'm starving. It's been about 4 or 5 days since I've touched the car, and we can come underneath and have a look. I've let this have some time to run out any oil into the pan. I'm going to have to give this a really nice clean, and I've been over a few times just to have a look at the journal, see if there's any abnormal sort of wear on it, and yeah, there's not really any telltale wear on it. And I know the first Remain we had on this didn't leak, and speaking to a few engine builders that specialize in LSs, they tell me that it is pretty vital to get the plate lined up with the seal, and only to use the genuine ones. because most likely the genuine ones will still seep, but they won't leak as much. And another thing is, yeah, there's a specific pattern to torque it all up. So you're supposed to snug the first 4 bolts down, just to line the plate up and leave that little plastic collar. I'll show you in a minute. And then you run just a little bit of RTV just at the back of the cover, and then in the corners here. So I'm just going to clean up any old RTV with the razor blade, get this all nice and clean. And then once you snug that cover on, you torque up the bottom pan bolts here, which are the 2 10mm, and then you go around and then snug up all the other bolts. So I'm going to make sure all this surface is nice and clean, get any RTV off of it. And then yeah, we're going to put the new rear main on. I've double checked the crank for any nicks or anything that's going to grab the seal. The good thing about the genuine one we have is that it's already got grease on it. I don't think the other one we had grease on it. Shouldn't be a dry start and a dry application for the seal. So yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to give this a good clean up, razor blade any old RTV off, and get this mint, and then we'll get ready to apply our new seal. If this seal goes, guys, I'm just going to put my other LS motor in it because I can't be bothered taking the box out again. Alright guys, new plate is installed. So I just called my mate just before I did this because I was freaking paranoid. And he gave me a good idea. So it was to pretty much put this on, snug all the bolts up till they touch. That way it lines itself up, and then what you do is you back off the bottom half of these ones, and then you do up these ones and torque them, and then these little 10mm will put the plate flush against the sump, and then you crisscross the rest of them up like that, and that should, yeah. And I've had a look around the seal, it seems to have gone on nice and evenly. That's what we want. You can see the back of the crank's had a bit of a bash here. But yeah, we're going to let that sit for a bit, just make sure the sump doesn't have any leaks going through the bottom. I am doing an oil change, so I've got to whack that filter off and everything, so I'll do that later. But yeah, I'm just going to go around and torque all these. I think they're 18 foot-pound. I'll just double check the write-up I'm looking at the moment, and yeah, we'll torque these up, get it all to sit, and then I might just run just a little tiny bead of silicone around there just for peace of mind, like I did last time, and hopefully all is well. So we'll see how we go. All right, we got the flywheel on. I've just snugged up our flywheel bolts using medium strength thread locker as well. You want to seal up the threads in these because the passages are actually hollow in the crank there, so it helps just seal up the passengers. You can actually see some of the thread locker just seeping out there on the bolt heads. But now I've got my torque wrench here, so I'm going to do these up to 100 Newton meters, and then the clutch pressure plate bolts I think are 75 Newton meters. And then we put the adapter plate on, and all the fun stuff from there. Move all this wiring out the way, adapter plate on, get the clutch fork and everything lined up, and then we'll get ready to hoist this gearbox in. All right, we're back. We've got the clutch in. It's so hard to fit. Look at the room I have, like left of my head tunnel, right of my head tunnel, and got like no room here. But the good thing about this conversion is it has a little subshaft that converts the GM spline to the Nissan spline, so you can actually use that as your clutch aligning tool. So it's perfect. So I've just torqued the clutch bolts down, so these are 74 Newton meters. So yeah, flywheel 100. Always make sure you put your flex plate on first. The amount of times I've forgotten to put that freaking thing on, and I've torqued the flywheel up, and then I've gone uh-oh, and I forgot the bloody sandwich plate. So yeah, so now we literally have to put the adapter plate on, and we'll leave this subshaft in. We'll put a little bit of marine grease around here. Now I do apologise not filming every step. If you do want to see that, go to one of my older videos. I'll link it in the description. I'll find it of us actually doing all this. So I've already done it all for you on camera. So I just want to sort of smash through it now and get it done out of the way, and hopefully no more leaky poos. So it's just nice and clean under here. Now hopefully it stays that way with our new rear main seal. Cool. All right, let's get this adapter plate on. Also, don't forget to always thread lock. I'll put thread lock on all the clutch bolts too. So yes, adapter plate time, and then get ready to hoist this big Bertha behind me. I actually got to clean. Oh god, I can't even. Got no freaking room. Oh, I've actually got to clean all this bell housing out. And yeah, I'm gonna take this this dust cover off, because it's actually a bit of a pain to get the clutch fork to line up on the carrier. You sort of got to do it by eye through the little hole. But that's actually a brand new pivot ball as well we put on, brand new genuine Nissan one. And we're gonna clean up all in here before we put that box on, but we still got our strap in here. so we can hoist it up soon. So, oh, let's go, guys. Alrighty, ladies and gents, a few hours have gone by and we might manage to finally wrestle this freaking box. So, get the light out, have a look. Oh, there goes my dog. So, you can see the clutch in there and the mighty gearbox with the strap around it, the engine crane through the shifter hole. We've got the jack, we've got a jack stand, and we've got a scissor jack here to sort of level it. It was a bit of a pain in the ass. It was getting stuck everywhere. It's taken me about 3 hours to put in. So what I actually did was, you probably see a scissor jack at the front of the motor. So I actually jacked the front of the balancer up just to tilt the motor just ever so slightly more, that we had a bit more room to rotate that bell housing in. But God, they're massive gearboxes, these things. I'm so glad it slid in. I've got the clutch fork just clicked in as well, and I'm just going to push it all together and hopefully get some bell housing bolts in there and bolt it all together, put the cross member in and call it a day for today, because it's going to get dark soon. But guys, I am exhausted. You can see how tilted back the motor is if we stand right here, look straight. That's how tilted back it is just to get the gearbox on. But now, I'll slide it all back on, get a bell housing bolt in there and start putting it all back together. And hopefully the oil stays in the engine this time, because I am over it. If it leaks again, catastrophically like it did last time, I'm just gonna put this motor in. I'm just, yeah, it'll be easier for me to just change this motor, and I think the seal is okay on this one. I think it takes me the same amount of time, if not quicker, to pull the motor out of this than the gearbox. So hopefully that's the last time I have to touch it. Look, my RX-7's become a freaking shelf again. This poor car, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, doesn't that sound good? She's back alive. Been running it for about 10 minutes now. Thanks to Seb.
That's the world.
Freaking legend. So I've been letting it run for about 5-10 minutes. No exhaust on it, so it sounds hectic. Alright. Shut it off and see if it pisses anything. Like last time we did the remain this, as soon as I actually started it, went around the block, not even around the block, I started, moved it down and I already dripped. So I put the cardboard down here, let's have a look. Oh. It's a tiny little, I think that was from when we made the gearbox up, but yeah, pretty dry. It's hot under here. Had the perfect amount of oil level in there. So just to clarify, I tried to put this gearbox in what, 2 days ago, Wednesday, what's the day, Friday?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
And 3 hours I was struggling to put this box in. I just couldn't do it on my own. So I called in the big guns behind me. And yeah, we are a mess. I got the Shapes, yeah, Shapes has kept us going through the day. And yeah, I couldn't have done it without this man over here. Absolute legend. So, oh, for goodness sakes. I probably got dirt all over my face, but I just want to say a massive thanks to my buddy Seb for once again coming out and helping me. This really fought me the other day. I didn't really film much because it was just, I was struggling to get the gearbox to line up on my own. It's so heavy. But we ran the car for a while and revved it up a bit and still not a drop. So I'm really happy that that's leak free at the moment. So before I actually take it for a drive, I want to just take all the catch can, everything off, and make sure all the PCV or anything's not blocked, so it's not pushing oil out the rear seal. You know, going genuine rear main, I have a bit more trust and hope that it's going to work. So yeah, I'm freaking stoked. You can tell I'm exhausted. Speaking of exhausted, I've got the exhaust over there. I'm probably not going to do in this video. I'm going to do another video. I've got everything packed up. I've got the exhaust over here, and I'm going to come back. It's going to be like 38 degrees this weekend, so I'm not touching the car. Oh, listen to those crows. Yeah, we'll put it all back together in the next video. We'll put our winch on, do the exhaust, make this thing Mickey Mouse, fix the thermos, and go for all driving again. It's the whole reason we got this car. See you in a couple of days, guys. Okay guys, it is a couple of days later since we last got it running and stuff, and I've buttoned the whole car together. I haven't had my camera with me. I've got my phone at the moment, but I've literally buttoned the mighty beast together. Yesterday, took it for a drive, and all is well. So I took it around the block a couple of times and parked up, and we are leak free, thank God. But now I'm going to actually take the car back home, so that's probably going to be an hour. This is going to be the actual test of the mighty GU. So all seems to be well. I've buttoned all the interior and everything up in the engine bay. I actually emptied the catch can that was full. So that's not going to help the PCV, so I just made sure the PCV wasn't blocked or anything, so it's not going to start pushing oil out the rear main. Now guys, this video has taken about over a month to film, and yeah, hopefully the mighty GU is all well now, so we're going to drive it home and see how it goes. So it's about 45 to an hour home, depending on traffic. It is a Saturday, so might be a bit of traffic, might go the back way. And yeah, see if the mighty GU is going to hold all of its oil inside the engine. But I had a look underneath and we're still dry as a bone. Actually, instead of talking about it, let's show you. Have a look underneath. So obviously it used to leak. This was the leak point here. Through here, it would leak. And there's a little bit of like residue, but like it hasn't leaked at all. And the ground is dry where I parked it after driving it. So now the 45-minute drive home will tell us if we did the job correctly or if we fucked up again. But I've got the old exhaust back on, but I've got the new one inside the car, so we're going to do that. I've got exhaust wrap over the back there where our hole is. So, well, once we get this thing home and sorted, we're going to do the new exhaust rear section, so that's going to be good. All right, let's give it a bit of a cold start. Make sure we're neutral. She's alive. In the back here, I've taken some stuff with me. I got my vented bonnet from my 180SX, my carbon bonnet, and under it, you probably can't see, back there is the WX bonnet for my partner's Subaru GC8. Got the new exhaust here behind us, got some tools just in case, some zip ties for the drive home because can't have too many zip ties. Got my oil filter down there and my little rubber boot I forgot to put on the clutch fork, but we can do that later. And yeah, we're ready to go. So I let it warm up and hit the road. So yeah, gonna get some fuel. When I head into town, I'm gonna go through the car wash because this car is just so freaking dirty. Let's do it. Well, just made it into town and it's running beautifully. Temperatures are all good, even with one thermo. That predominantly cools at idle, but yeah, had a look underneath, still dry as a bone, we're good. So I'm gonna give it a rinse now and then, yeah, take it home. Driving awesome, I've missed this thing. Much better. Let's get him home. Well guys, after a pretty eventless drive home, we made it. And after a nice wash as well, of course, Chungus, the GU, is looking mighty fine. After a 45-minute plus drive, I am proud to say that not a single leak. And underneath he's looking pretty good too. Let's have a look behind the motor. Oh, it's hard to see, but there you go. So I am absolutely over the moon with that. I am so stoked. So I think just, you know, spending the extra money on a genuine rear plate and seal, as well as just talking to a few people that build these motors and watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to install them correctly, just made it so much better. Now I've learned a lot in this whole process. Even if it did seep a little bit and a couple of I would have been wrapped, because before it was literally like you start it, run it for 30 seconds, and as soon as you turn it off, it just leaks. But now it's holding all its oil. So now we still have to service it, but in the next video, we're going to be doing the exhaust. So new exhaust on it, do the winch, put the winch on it, and try and get that thermo working. If not, get another set of thermos for it. And we're good to go out to the bush again. It's been too long. I miss driving it. I'm going to start daily driving it again. It's the main reason I wanted to get it back on the road, is to drive it around like a daily. And it's good to have it back. The driveway was very empty without it for the last month. So guys, I really apologize if this video is all over the place. I was just tackling it in my spare time before work, you know, hour here, hour there. So sometimes I didn't have my camera gear on me, and other times I was just smashing it out, just trying to get it done. And I've got a lot of work to do with the cars. The SS is being a shelf at the moment, but we've got a lot coming for this. So it already came, it's actually over there in boxes, but we got a lot of stuff we've got to put on this car and a lot going on. I have a big announcement about my other place that I just come from, my mum's place. So I got a big announcement about there soon. There's a lot going to be happening, so it's going to be exciting, but I'm so happy the patrol's done. So I don't want to keep it too long, guys, so thank you so much for watching. Thanks for watching the process on fixing the patrol. And yeah, I can't wait to do more to it and bring you guys along as always. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.